November 2nd, 2021. Let's get right into it. No waiting here with Mr. Eric. I show up at the warehouse at around noon, and right after I show up, Miss April and Mr. Ray from the Mission Bookstore at the church in Litchfield show up to pick up the 5 gaylords of books that they wanted. These are books that are not good for me to sell online or in my bookstore, so I give them to the church because apparently they get more customers, plus all the proceeds from their book sales go directly to supporting missions going on across the world and across the country. So this is my way of offering charity to people who don't have the opportunities that I and all my friends and family have. I really like what they do at their bookstore. Now, before I bring April and Ray down to the store so we can all wheel the gaylords on the pallet jack to the truck that they have loaded up, April stops me and says, "Hey, we found something in one of the books you gave us last time." She pulls out a piece of paper and says, "Here's $100. Apparently one of your books that we picked up last time when we were looking through the books had $200 in it, 2 $100 bills. We're gonna keep one for the bookstore and we're gonna give one to you." I go crazy. I'm like, hell yeah, let's go. I didn't have to do any work really to get this $100. Plus, the fact that April is so honest as to give me half the money that they found means a lot as to where she's coming from, where her heart is. I can certainly trust her when we do business. And I'm completely forgetting the best part here. It's $100. I can reinvest that into this business easily. I could buy a bunch of boxes of books, buy a bunch of books at book sales. It's going to go to good use. I told April even, this money is going to get reinvested into the business and you're actually going to get books from it. Because if I put $100 towards the books that I buy from the supplier, they're going to end up getting it for the church anyway, so it's like a win-win for both of us. Okay, so now finally it's time to wheel the gaylords down. Ray and April decided on taking 5 gaylords of books. We were able to load 4 on pallets onto Ray's truck. I was surprised we fit that many. The truck was perfectly wide enough to fit 2 pallets on its width and then 2 pallets on its length. So it worked out pretty well, and also the truck has the weight capacity to handle it. So it worked out even well. I hope to do it again in the future with them. The 5th pallet I brought down to the loading dock, and April and Ray just reached in, grabbed all the stuff, and threw it into the pickup truck that April brought. Apparently her husband got it from somebody, and it's been barely used, so they're using it to pick up books now. I said my salutations to April and Ray. They were off, and then I was off to the post office. Yup. Round 2 at the post office, day number 2 in a row. This is not usual, but I feel like I get behind on my packages being delivered, so I may as well just start going every day again. The next thing I did, I don't really want to talk about because it's something private that I'm doing with my dad and my brother John. We're not sure whether it's going to work out well or not, but I basically had to take some photos of stuff. Somebody was supposed to take some photos for me, but you can't rely on people nowadays, especially friends. A certain friend was to take some photos for me for this new thing that my dad and my brother and I are doing, but he flaked. It's not surprising that he flaked. He gave me a deadline that he was going to get these photos done by, and when the deadline came, he didn't freaking open any of my messages. Actually, for the week after, he didn't open any messages. That goes to show what kind of trust you can put in people, especially friends. If you're friends with somebody, I highly recommend you don't do business with them. Keep it as friends. Unless you completely trust them to the point that they're going to do everything for you to help you succeed, do not trust them to do anything. You can ask them to get stuff done by a certain day, and they can ghost you for a week. And that's what happened. They ghosted me for a week. How can you ghost somebody for a week because you didn't do something for them? It's freaking ridiculous. I'm done with this person. Then it was time for me to go home, and on the way home, something weird happens. I get a call from Daria. Now, Daria never calls me. I usually call her. So if she's calling me, there's something weird happening. And certainly there was. When I answered the phone, it wasn't actually Daria talking. It was Mom. And she was like crying on the phone. So I'm like, what the heck's going on? And she says, Eric, you gotta go to Monica. She got in a car accident. And I'm like, oh my God, you gotta be kidding me. Monica got her license a month ago and she's already getting into car accidents. What the heck? So Mom's freaking out. Apparently Mom doesn't have a car to go to Monica, so I have to do the dirty work and go to it. Apparently she's at Tunxus Mead Park in Farmington watching Patrick's soccer game. That's where she got in the car accident. So I put Tunxus Mead Park in my GPS, but by the time I do this, I'm already on Queen Street in Southington. So I tell Mom I'm on Queen Street and she says, oh, fine, just come home and give me your car. So I go home, mom's freaking out and everything. I give her my car, and then dad comes home a minute later, and he says he'll go with mom. Dad's pretty pissed off too. He has the right reason to be, because Monica got her license like a month ago, and she's driving the minivan, which is mom's car. I'm also annoyed because if the car's severely damaged, I'm gonna have to give up my car, and especially with this new nursing job starting, how am I gonna get to work? How am I gonna go to the warehouse? How am I gonna hang out with friends? I need my car to do stuff. So at that point, I'm just praying to God that it's like a small dent. It's not a big deal. And thank God that's what it turns out to be. Nobody's injured. Apparently Monica just pressed the gas instead of the brake by accident, and she bumped into some people. It wasn't bad at all. Maybe a little bit of a dent. I haven't even looked at the van yet. I'm gonna go check on it later. So I'm at home the whole time this is happening, and I'm feasting on mom's enchiladas. Dude, enchiladas are my favorite Mexican food now. I used to be a big burrito guy, big quesadilla guy, but no, not anymore. Enchiladas are my thing. It's basically a burrito topped with cheese and enchilada sauce, and you can fill it with whatever you want. That's the beauty of it. It's basically a burrito, but more added to it. When I'm done eating, I spend the next couple hours doing this new thing that I have to do for my dad and my brother. I have to get these photos done. Once that's all set, it's time for me to go back to the warehouse so I could do these videos. I got behind on the videos, so I filmed the Halloween Boston Boys trip video. I filmed like 3 videos. That way they could go on YouTube. John could edit them. That way I could stay ahead of the game. Came home from that, ate some more enchiladas. Thank God they were left over. And I watched some YouTube on John's PC. John's been letting me use his PC to do some work. I like it a lot. I'm hoping to get a PC for myself at some point. What do I watch on YouTube? Well, there was Champions League games today. Do you know what the Champions League is? Well, it's the soccer league. The best teams in the world are competing so that they could get to the Champions League final and be crowned kings of Europe. So I watch a bunch of those highlights. I also watch some Ross Creations videos. I enjoy watching those. He might be one of my favorite YouTubers right now other than Nelk. Mr. Beast is great, but everybody loves Mr. Beast. You gotta choose somebody else. My guy is Mr. Ross. Once that's all said, it's time for me to go to bed because tomorrow's gonna be another long day. So I'm off to sleep. Peace.